Hello from me, Dina Marais. I'm the founder of Soul Purpose Publishing and Coaching. I'm a certified quantum leap transformation coach, specializing in soul alignment, supporting you to create your dream business and life in harmony with your soul essence, and host of the Soul Purpose Bliss podcast. Wherever you listen or watch this, please subscribe, like, share, and leave a comment. And before we start, I want to remind you to get my free ebook, Cultivate Soul Alignment to Manifest Your Dream Life and Business at bit.ly/Dina Soul Alignment. Today, my special guest is Alicia Connor. And she is a to-be best-selling author of the multi-author book, My Mess is My Message, inspiring stories of incredible women who found purpose and prosperity through adversity. And as the publisher and fellow author, I am delighted to bring you a taste of what you can expect of this life-changing book. Welcome, 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 Alicia. It's a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure as well. I'm so honored to be part of this book.
Wonderful. So let us know, what is it that attracted you to the book?
I wanted to share a story of me in our lives, in our friends, families. We don't really talk about our story of us. We just keep moving forward. And I think it's really helpful for us to pause. Like, I'm grateful for the past because that made it so I am who I am today. And I'm grateful for today, for the gifts that come from today. But I think a lot of times in our culture, we don't necessarily pause and honor what has happened and tell a little bit of the stories of the struggles and how things came to be today, because we look at each other. And I'm a person with vision loss. I'm legally blind. If you were to meet me in person, you couldn't tell. These are blue light glasses. They don't help me see better. I'm not correctable. I'm hoping that they'll help my eyes during this extra screen time situation. But I really think it's helpful for us to share our stories because I know I've learned so many lessons from other people's stories, whether or not it was something I read in the newspaper or magazine or television or a movie, whether or not it was a true story or not. There's all these lessons, rich lessons in these shared stories. And so I found that I wanted to share my story and also give insight into, like, what do I do now, and how I share and participate in the cycle of giving. Because we've been given support over the years to get to where we are. And I think it's really important to give back to other people, because we don't necessarily give back to the person that gave to us.
And what better way to give back to people than to share our story and give them permission to actually see life through different eyes, and give them permission to share their stories.
Permission to share your story. You're granted that permission right now.
Absolutely. Alicia, tell us a little bit about your story. You mentioned about, that you are legally blind, but I know there's so much more behind that. Don't give the whole thing away, just a little bit.
Oh, yeah. So basically, I learned how to drive, and then I was diagnosed with a vision condition that would leave me legally blind shortly after. And I was given the gift of information that would help me in the future to process the information. And so it wasn't an abrupt life change. I was given it some time. And so I talk about that a little bit in terms of my process, and how, we each have a choice. We could, let news that's not comforting or comfortable or not good news crush our lives and just, live the struggle, or we can just kind of continue.
Yeah.
And I think it's really important no matter how hard something is. And oftentimes, you know, like we're all, life is a struggle, but we don't need to stay in the struggle. And I think it's just, I reflect on some of the circumstances and situations I experienced so that to share more insight on that. Because I went back to school and that took me 10 years, and I had to ask for support to make it easier to complete my projects in a competitive educational path to become a dietitian. I'm a dietitian and chef, and I I give some insight on that and how I really find that meal planning and the having the foundation of healthy eating, which was given to me by my mother growing up, has really given me the support and comfort. I'm a huge fan of comfort. Like I need to be comfortable in my clothes. I need to be comfortable with the information I need to get to the next place, that kind of thing. Preparation, right? So that's a little bit about my story. And I talk about I have a meal planning program and how I work with clients as a dietitian, and how I infuse the concepts of food and cooking and quick and delish meals. My meal planning program is called Quick and Delish by Alicia. That's moi.
Oh, that's awesome, Alicia. And you know what's really stood out for me is what one of the lessons that you learned is to ask for help, to ask for something, that if you need something, to ask for it. And so often when we are in a place of, as you said, you know, it's not comfortable, that we clamp down and we don't ask for what somebody right next to us can actually help us out. And that was really awesome, you know, for me to read your story and see that you started doing that and the positive results that got for you.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And I think it's just so helpful to know that you can ask for help and it's not because we're entitled to anything. It's just, we need help, others need help, and we're there for each other, and not everybody has the same skills. And sometimes helping is just listening to somebody, like really listening, because there's like superficial hearing where you're like present kind of, but like you might be all like on your phone, or you might be not 100%, but there's like listening, holding the space for somebody. That is how you can help somebody.
Yeah, and that's beautiful. Alicia, from all these things that you learned, what would you say is your greatest message from your mess?
To remember that we're all in a long-term relationship with ourselves till death do us part. And we really need to embrace that and accept that we are our true love, and to learn and grow from that, and that we don't need anyone, we don't need stuff, we need ourselves, and everything else, all that you want, will appear if you focus on yourself, not in a selfish way. You might call it selfish if that phrase helps you, but it's not the act of being selfish. It's actually taking care of yourself in a loving way.
Oh yeah, that is so true and so beautiful, because if that is also, for me, the core of what I do and how I work with people, and that I have found is that self-love is just absolutely the cornerstone of everything. If you've got that for yourself, and I love what you said just now about, you know, when we realize that we have a long-term relationship with ourselves, whoever we are, however we look, whatever has gone wrong and gone right or whatever, this is it.
We're always there for us. Always.
Yeah.
We look in the mirror every day. We might not be like looking in the mirror every day, but we're right there.
You're right there.
And you know, it's rocky sometimes, and we got to recommit.
And I love also what this makes me think of what Brené Brown said about our imperfections, how perfect our imperfections are. I mean, how boring would it be if we were perfect? We would have nothing to complain about ourselves. There would be nothing to improve and nothing to actually, expand on. So, yeah, our relationship with
Absolutely.
ourselves is the most important one. Absolutely.
I know when the concept of perfection comes up, either perfection just doesn't exist. Like the word is just this word that doesn't exist. We're using it. It's like a unicorn. It doesn't exist. And then, or everything is perfect. It's just as it's supposed to be like that.
Yeah. Everything as is actually perfection. Absolutely. Alicia, and you mentioned that that your purpose is that you are this beautiful dietitian now, and I've seen your videos on YouTube. They're gorgeous, and you have this whole meal plan thing going on for people, and that's actually lovely. Hey, because that for me, what I understood from your story is that it has a twofold purpose. Number one, it's you thriving in spite of limitations, like being legally blind. You actually pivoted and you founded something beautiful, that an expansion of your talents, of where you started as a chef. And the second purpose is that is actually now expanding into helping others that are busy to, in a quick way, eat very healthily.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So I assess like what I can do with my skills and what excites me in terms of cooking and helping people simplify eating healthy, because I spend a lot of time thinking about food, and not in like a foodie kind of way, but like in a, I don't know, fun kind of way. I know somebody might say that's foodie, but anyway, maybe a different discussion. But I've thought about how meal planning it can be perceived as complicated, but really it's the act of spending a little bit more time and building on from what you know. Because if you're always like, oh, can't deal with that now, we'll just call in more often, then that's putting things on the list of things to do in the future. And really what I encourage people to do is to think about our future self and to make it so that there's less things to do in the future.
Oh, that is a very interesting concept, to do that. Now, Alicia, you have an offer, right? You will have an offer, at least at the end, at the back of this book, when the book launches on April 1st. There will be an offer from you.
Absolutely. I'll have a special offer for the folks that decide that they're going to buy the book, because there's going to be many. It's going to be packed full of really awesome, inspiring, and challenging stories that'll definitely be something to think about. And I will definitely add in a special offer. Maybe it'll be a one-on-one session, or an invitation to a free meal planning session. I have monthly meal planning strategy sessions. So I'll think on something special to come up with and share it April 1st.
Oh, that sounds awesome. Now, I just want to say that all the proceeds of the book, all the royalties of this book, is going to a charity. And at the moment, we are looking for a charity in the US of who would be worthy of receiving the royalties. So just so that you know that you, by buying this book, everyone involved, directly or indirectly, is actually also contributing to a beautiful cause in the world.
Awesome, because it's with love. Anything with love is with love. You can't go wrong. You can't go wrong with love.
Yeah, you can't go wrong. Alicia, thank you so much. It has been a delightful experience to have a conversation with you. And I'm looking forward to your book, to your story.
Awesome. Awesome. I'm so honored to be part of this book and all these wonderful ladies.
Bye for now.